Coach Cam and the professor back again to recap the divisional round matchups and preview the conference championship games in the NFL playoffs. I guess we can go with kind of like a similar style for how we did it this past week. Should be a shorter episode as there are not that many games remaining. So let's go ahead and get started. Let's recap first. So we'll go game one, Texans and Chiefs. Chiefs win this one 23-14. This game kind of went as expected for me. I had the under 42 here. Pretty clear from the onset that the Texans were going to have some difficulty scoring on the road, and that kind of environment's tough. I know you had the Texans to cover at +9.
Somehow
How
pushed.
about that safety at the end of the game to secure your push? What are your thoughts there, Will?
If that doesn't prove that the NFL is rigged, I don't know what does.
It's not a good look.
A safety with that doesn't even need to be done either. Like they should just punt the ball and call it a day
Yeah,
to get
they're already up by 2 scores.
to get waste the clock. But I don't know. It's rigged.
No, I
I mean,
don't.
it helped me.
I know, but like it doesn't even like schematically, it doesn't even make sense to me because maybe you take, I don't know, 8 extra seconds off the clock, then you give them points and then you give them the ball.
Yeah.
So it doesn't I like you're going to give them the ball anyways, right? So like I
I understand to a point, like when it's like how the Ravens did it in the Super Bowl against the 49ers. It makes it literally there's 1 second left on the clock. There was I think there was still like a good 5,
yeah,
6 seconds left.
there was a little bit of time. I
Yeah,
don't know. It almost seemed like it like seemed on purpose.
they
I'm
were
going to
like,
assume
"Oh,
it wasn't.
spreads 9, guys. Gotta push."
I
Or
it just it's not a
because
great look.
I technically played 9.5, so it banged it for me. I was like, "There's just no
That's
way that just happened." Which I
hilarious.
mean, it
I
should
mean,
have happened regardless if Jaime makes an extra point, makes a field goal, something like that.
yeah,
But yeah, that proves that the NFL is rigged, or at
it
least sports betting
might.
in general.
Sports betting might be. Yeah, football might not be, but sports betting might. I think you also had the Xavier Worthy 4.5 rush yards.
Yeah, he got blown up.
He had the carry, which is that's all you can ask for. You get the play. It was tailored for him. Just for an 8-yard loss instead of a 5-yard gain. So unfortunately, that one. You have a good history with these though, so I'm not like
Yeah, I'm
sometimes they
not
don't
worried
work
about him.
out. Nah, like you got a good history with those. So the next time you have one, I'm backing it up regardless. You got anything else on this one before we move on?
No, ref sold.
Ref sold. Game 2, Commanders at Lions. This was kind of, I guess you can kind of count the Ravens Bills as an upset, but to me, this was really the only like upset of the day. I could not be more impressed with Jaden Daniels and the Commanders. Like that is, I text you like while it was going on, and I was like, he might be top 5. Like Jaden Daniels might legit be top 5,
He's top 5.
and I think he's top 5.
He's the best rookie
He's
quarterback of all time.
he might, and he would be I mean, correct me if I'm wrong. He might be the first that would ever win a Super Bowl. I don't know if a rookie's ever won the Super Bowl. I don't know if that's happened.
I don't think
You probably
so
have to go
because
back a ways. You have to go back a ways.
I think the only one that's like technically a rookie that's made that deep run was Big Ben.
Yeah.
Back when he
I,
took over and went 13-1 or something like that after the starter got hurt.
and didn't he win the year after?
Yeah, he won the year
Yeah.
after.
So, okay.
But I think that's the last rookie quarterback to make a run because Joe Burrow technically he got hurt in his rookie year and then
Yep.
made the run in his second year, and then Pat made the run in his second year, but he lost an AFC Championship though.
No, it's something else. Had the Commanders to cover here, so they made me look pretty intelligent. Should just taken the money line. But I thought the cover was pretty safe. I believe you took the Lions to cover on their end, so they kind of let you down. But I mean, I get your play. I mean, this is one of the few games where we kind of went like in different directions. So unfortunately, one of us had to lose unless they somehow lost by. I think it was you had -9 and I had +10 or something like that. So
Yeah, something like that.
there's a way that one of us could have pushed, but
Yeah.
yeah. I also I had Brian Robinson over rush yards. That hit like easily. I think he had like 60-something rush yards. You had Jameis for 19
Over
yards, or you
20,
had it for over 24.
23 and a half longest reception, and
Yeah,
he had probably about 5 targets longer than that that he had he had a 19-yard catch in the on the first drive, and then like I said last week with all the play action and everything that they run,
yeah.
he had probably like 4 or 5 deep targets that if he catches, it's easy. It just didn't work. I mean, golf had a bad day, so he missed a lot of throws.
And to make it worse, he also had a 60-yard jet sweep that he took to the house. So like he had the big explosive, which you thought was going to happen. It was just on a run instead of a
Yeah,
pass, which he's a receiver. You're not going to pick that necessarily.
which I
Um,
mean, technically, I guess it kind of helped. Like, I'll take that one on the chin because it helped me in the national championship game with Igbuka got a jet touch pass to go over his yards. So
oh, like a little okay.
yeah, so we'll take that one on the chin. And the Igbuka one was in my parlay that hit on Twitter, so we'll take that one.
That means more.
Yeah,
All right, game 3. We got Rams and Eagles here. Eagles win this one 28-22. We both were off on this one. I
mine looked
had
good though. Mine looked good going into the fourth.
yeah, it did. I had the Rams under 19.5. You had the under 44. I believe it was under 44, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah,
I feel like the snow kind of like messed this up and made it just like unpredictable in my mind. Like once the elements like changed, like you could see tackling became an issue. Like Saquon ran for 200 yards again, and he got most of it in like the third and fourth quarter once
yeah,
it became really hard to tackle. They stopped throwing the ball. I had Hurts throwing for over 200 yards, and he stopped throwing the ball almost like exclusively once the second half hit. And I think the weather had like a lot to do with it. But I think tackling and like you could just see like defenders like having a hard time getting in position to like make plays. Like they're taking bad angles because they feel like they've got to like rush it because of the field conditions. It affects everyone except for Saquon. Saquon can run in anything, I'm convinced.
he,
Um,
he could run in water.
yeah, so we both missed this one. Um, anything else on this one?
No, I mean, it looked good going into the fourth, and then Eagles score a long touchdown, Rams score another touchdown. So I mean, what can you do?
Yeah, no, it was pacing okay. Right, last one, Bills and Ravens. Great game. This was a great game. Bills won this one 27-25 in like a heartbreaking fashion for the Ravens. I feel sick for Mark Andrews and the hate he's been getting after that crucial drop. Um I had over 51.5 points. There was 52, so I will take it. Um I also had I had the Henry over rush yards here too, but like the game script was just not going to allow for that. The
Hmm.
Ravens were playing from behind for most of the game, so like he only had like I don't know 14 carries, but he had like 80 something yards. So he was getting his he was getting his yards. They just couldn't afford to run the ball as much as they generally do because they generally don't play from behind like that. So I think their game script kind of changed on them. It's hard to establish the run. You you had the Ravens money line, correct?
Yes, I
So
did.
that sucks for you too. Like that's a heartbreaking way to
I had
because they had
some,
momentum too, bro. Like they had
yeah,
momentum. I think
I had,
if it
s-
goes to OT, I think it's different.
I had some crazy ways that I lost all my plays this week.
Yeah, they call them bad beats in the business.
I had a lot of those.
um,
Hopefully, we got all of those out this week, and then going forward.
yeah, no, this is the more important week, anyways. We're getting
Give me
closer
on
to
college
the
football. I
end of the
got this.
season. We want to. I know, right? Yeah, I'm glad I at least have this going for me, where I can get some W out of it. But because college football did not treat me. I mean, I've finished over 500, so I'll take it. But you definitely ran away with it once
Dominated
playoffs
bowl
started.
season. Yeah.
Yeah, that was insane. All right, if you're ready, we'll go ahead and turn the page and we'll look towards our 2 conference championship games coming up.
Word.
Let's do Commanders and Eagles first.
Yep.
All right. Eagles favored by 6 points here. Over under is set at 47.5 unless you have anything different.
I do not. Yeah, I'm going to take the Commanders to cover. I'm gonna take it until they don't. Like,
Yeah.
we didn't I mean, some people didn't expect them to win their first game. They did. Then they definitely didn't expect them to beat the Lions. Scored 45 on them and did. Now, the Lions defense was beat up, and this will be different. I mean, it's they played each other. This will be the third time they played, and they went 1-1 against them. So we'll see. And I don't think they would have covered this the first game because I think Saquon had like a long run at the very end of the game to make it not a cover. Just basically kind of like it was closer than the score set. Um, but then obviously the Commanders won the second time. It was with Kenny Pickett, but Commanders
Yeah.
had to come back, and Jaden Daniels probably had like his worst first 3 quarters of a game in his career because he didn't play well until the fourth. But I'm gonna take the Commanders to cover until they don't.
Yeah, and the big thing with these guys is they finish games extremely well. Like they play so good in the fourth quarter, whether they have to come from behind or seal a victory. Um, I'm also taking the Commanders to cover at 6.5. Coming in with a ton of confidence. You said it, like they've seen these guys twice already. It's like you get familiar with an opponent. I think it's just harder to blow out that opponent if you've seen them. If you guys know everything about each other. It's kind of a divisional matchup anyway, so you know that there's a lot of familiarity. There's a lot of emotions that already go into games like this. And I think the Commanders they're riding momentum. Not that the Eagles aren't. I think they're also playing. I think both teams are playing good football. But if both teams are playing good football, you wouldn't expect a blowout. I would expect a close games, which means it should be less than a touchdown. Um, I think like maybe be specific. I don't have the Commanders winning. Just full disclosure. But I think how they're kind of like cardiac kids in like the fourth quarter. I think they're going to be down by like maybe 2 scores going into the fourth, and then they find a way to like battle back, get within a score. And then it's last drive, score a touchdown, and they pull a Ravens and miss a 2-point conversion to like see because they're going for the win.
That'd
They
be
don't want to
something.
take it to OT, and they lose by a point. I think I can see something like that happening, just to give it a crazy story.
I'll say
But I think the Commanders
thirty-two
lose a close one.
twenty-eight, 32-28, and the Commanders get stopped on a 4th and 6 on the or 4th and goal from the 6.
Much more likely than mine. Yours is probably like actually going to happen. But yeah, I think it should be within like definitely less than 6, but like 2, 3, 4 points. It'll be a close game. I'm excited for this one. I think it's gonna be a great game.
I think both are gonna be
Prop
great.
wise, what do you have for this one?
I have Jaden Daniels over 227.5 pass yards. I mean, they could be playing from behind potentially, which means he's going to throw the ball.
That's it. Yeah, that goes with my story.
And I mean, it's Jaden Daniels. 2, 3. Eagles' run defense is elite. If you're going to beat him, it's got to be through the air. And Jaden Daniels is an elite thrower of the ball. I think he probably. I don't know what the number was when they played last time, but it was definitely over 300 because he threw the ball like 18 times in the fourth quarter.
For
So
sure. For
um,
sure.
yeah, I think it'll clear 227 pretty easily.
Yeah. Um, for this one, I am going to, and there's math involved with this one, so no worries. I'm pulling a will here.
Mm-hmm.
Saquon longest rush, more than 23.5 yards. They played each other twice already. In game 1, he ran for 59 yards on a single rush. In game 2, it was 39. So both of those are clear, like way above, even if it's only a 29-yard run. Like if we're starting to like tailor down a little bit, still easily goes over 23.5. I think it's safe that he's going to break off at least one of these explosive runs because I don't know how many games he's had where he hasn't done so. 23.5 seems safe, so I'm going to go ahead and take the over on that.
I'd take 23.5 on the best run defense in the league. So it's Saquon.
Yeah, for sure. All right, ready to move on to game 2?
You're
Game 2 of our conference championships is the Bills and the Chiefs. This is the one that I've kind of been waiting for. Like Bills and Ravens was massive, but like I've been kind of waiting for Josh Allen to have like his chance at a get back. Like I'm excited for this. Chiefs are favored by 2 last time I saw, so basically a pick 'em. Over under is 48.5. They see some points in this one. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Go ahead, go first because I got to pull up my screen because I've got something sweet for you.
There's always a saying in the sports world: don't leave it in the hands of the refs, especially against the Chiefs. So I'm not going to leave my betting in the hands of the refs either. I'm not going to take the Bills to win because Bills will probably get an interception to close it out, flag, something like that. We'll see. I'm just going to take the Bills to score because that is one thing that they do, regardless of if I mean they scored 31 the last time they played the Bill or the Chiefs, and they just scored 27 on the good Ravens defense. They scored 31 on the good Denver defense. So I'm going to take Bills over 23 and a half. That's their team total. I think it's kind of low.
Yeah,
I was expecting
definitely.
24, 25 and a half. But I mean, Chiefs defense is really good, but so is Josh Allen. Josh Allen is very good at football, and um, so I mean, like James Cook's good. Shakir is probably, I think, one of the most underrated receivers in the league, and Cam seems to think Dalton Kincaid is going to go crazy. So, future in the future, we'll
I
see
do.
that. Um,
I do.
but I'm going to take Bills over 23 and a half and not leave the actual outcome of the game in the hands of the refs, or leave my money in the hands of the refs.
All right, are you ready?
I'm so ready.
I am leaving the outcome in the hands of the refs. Okay? Listen to this. All right, first of all, I actually think the Bills match up like extremely well against the Chiefs. They've already done it so far this year. So like I think it's already a good game for them. Cleet Blakeman is the referee for this game. Okay? The home team wins 32% of the time in his games. Mahomes is 5-6 when Cleet Blakeman is the ref, while Josh Allen is 6-2 while he is the ref. Give me the Bills money line. Go refs.
I mean, I hope so. I would I legitimately I saw a tweet. I was like, okay, so if everyone in America goes Chiefs money line, we either A, all make coin,
Yep.
or B, don't have to see a three-peat.
Yeah, we're all happy either way.
Yeah,
We're all happy.
my unit, I'd pay my unit for the Chiefs not to be in the Super Bowl.
I'd pay the difference. Yeah, I'm doing it. I'm pulling the trigger. Cleet Blakeman is going to save us this year. Remember the name.
Let's go, Cleat.
Remember the name. Cleet. Yeah, let's go Cleet. We need to hear.
I'm gonna tweet that out 100%. Let's go,
No, it's
Cleat.
great. It's one of the podcasts I saw had it was like the referees for the conference championships or whatever, and that was the stat I saw. I'm like, that's it. That's all I needed because I needed something to like because I was gonna pick the Bills like regardless, just more so because I want it. And now it's like, no, this is it. This is because like
I
how like perfect would it be? Like the refs have been helping the Chiefs the entire year, and then when it matters the most, they let them down and they help the Bills instead. It's perfect. It could not be more perfect.
that'd be, and then we'd get to hear the Chiefs complain about the refs all off season, and
Yes,
we're like, you
the whole
guys,
off
they
season.
they helped you guys even get to that point.
Yes, no, it's gonna be perfect. Prop wise, what do you have here?
I just have Josh Allen to score a rushing or receiving touchdown. He scored a couple receiving,
Get a receiving.
so we'll see. He's probably going to score a rushing touchdown. I think he had like a dagger touchdown against them last time on like
He
fourth
has like
and
a
three.
50-yard run. He has like
Yeah,
a
something like
50-yard
that.
run from the 50.
So I'm going to take Josh Allen just to score a touchdown. I was shocked that it was a prop on Prize Picks over a half touchdown, and it wasn't like a goblin or whatever it's called. I was
Hmm.
shocked it wasn't.
No, that is good. He runs more in the playoffs anyways. He runs whenever he faces the Chiefs. Like he
Oh yeah,
takes off when he faces the Chiefs. I'm gonna go with Dalton Kincaid over 33.5 receiving yards. The matchup advantage from the passing perspective is in the middle of the field. Actually for both teams. So if you wanted to take a flyer on like a Kelsey over, just like a little extra added bonus, Taylor Rapp is hurt. And so, oh man, I think his name's like Elliott. He's a rookie. He's a rookie safety. He's Taylor Rapp's backup. So he's going to be kind of assigned to like Kelsey in the middle of the field a lot. And I can see Kelsey taking advantage of that a few times. I also think that rookie's going to play pretty well at the end of it. Like he's going to make a big play to maybe seal the game. Remember that. Hold on. I have to get his name now. because I'm having all of these like crazy scenarios that are going to happen.
Nah, it's gonna be the
Cole
Demar.
Bishop.
It'll
Cole
be
Bishop.
the Demar ambulance that gets a pick to end it.
It could be him too. It could be him too. But I have Cole Bishop with a game-saving, game clinching interception, trying to find Travis Kelce over the middle of the field. But I also think Kelce probably gets his yards. But I have Dalton Kincaid over 33.5 because I think that's a pretty low number. Last time they played the Bills, Kincaid was hurt, but Knox played and he had 40 yards receiving, and that's really not even like his thing. So I think Kincaid will have a good day. Let's finish it off with your random touchdown. Who's your ATD for the day?
It's actually really good value. What I expected. Both tight ends in this game are really good value. My play will be Dallas Goddard plus 300 to score a touchdown. He was injured, but he's going to play. Um, and he's like this year, he's been used a lot more than I expected. I kind of expected, Brown, Smith to get a lot of the targets, but he's actually been used and he's been explosive too as well. And I mean, and he's also a tight end. He's big. They like to go to tight ends in the red zone. So I'm going to throw Dallas Goddard. Zach Ertz also has really good value though, plus 280. He scored a touchdown, I swear, in like their last like 6 games.
No, he's
Scored
a
one
target
last
in the
week, I
red
know.
zone. Yeah,
So Dallas Goedert's my play because I trust him a little bit more against the Commanders linebackers because I think Zach Bond can at least do something against Zach Ertz. Um, but Zach Ertz also has some really good value.
good. Sticking with the tight ends, I am going to take Kincaid also to score a touchdown. He's just going to have a massive day. I'm all in on it. Dalton Kincaid, value is pretty solid here. He has not scored a ton this season. He's been hurt. He's been banged up most of this year. Last couple of weeks is like the healthiest he's kind of looked. I see him more involved in the offense. He's on the field more, taking more snaps, especially in the red zone. And that's kind of one of the things I tend to look for when I'm like looking for like, all right, who's getting the snaps in the red zone? He has been getting more in that area. Value's pretty good at plus 390, so I'm going to go ahead and take that. And he scores his third touchdown of the season against the Chiefs in a
Let's go
pivotal
Bills.
moment. It's going to be an important moment. Any other plays you think people might like before we go?
I didn't look at the value, but check Ty Johnson's. He's been more involved in the playoffs.
For sure.
I think I saw that Terry was plus money, which I mean Terry plus money. He scores a touchdown like every week. It seems like with Jaden Daniels. So, but no, I don't really got any other plays. I'll probably tweet some out. So check the Twitter for him. I do a lot of research for this for like certain plays, and then usually the plays that I like don't choose are the ones that go out on the Twitter. So just check Twitter.
Nice. Awesome. All right. That is going to do it, y'all. We will be back on Wednesday with the crew to talk about some too early predictions for college football. As always, we appreciate you guys listening in. Keep an eye out on the Instagram as I'll have some Call of Duty plays for you true degenerates if you want some weekend income. Otherwise, thanks again. We will see you next time.
Peace.